Alright, so we're looking at 7.3.5, divide integers. So that's the chapter 7, or sorry, it's the 7th grade text on there. Looking at the real world link on the bottom of that page, it says a great white shark has 3,000 teeth. It gains and loses teeth often in its lifetime. Suppose a great white loses 3 teeth each day for 5 days without gaining any. The shark has lost 15 teeth in all. Write a multiplication sentence for this situation. So a loss of 3 would be represented as -3, and then it would be times 5 days. So -3 times 5, which means it was a loss of 15 teeth in all. Division is related to multiplication. Write 2 division sentences related to the multiplication sentence you wrote for exercise 1. So maybe you would say -15 divided by 5 is going to be -3, or maybe you'd say -15 divided by -3 would equal a +5. So taking the same sentence and just rewriting it as a division problem, using the answer along with that. Alright, so go ahead and work this out, and then we'll come back and talk about it. Pause the video now. So just to give you an example, looking at number 3, we've got 2 times a -4 equals a -8. And so to make that into a division sentence, I'm just going to work backwards. -8 divided by 2 equals -4, and -8 divided by -4 equals 2. And then whenever you move on, it says, are they same signs or different signs? Well, for this one, we've got a negative and a positive, so those are different signs. And then the quotient is -4. Quotient is the answer to the division problem. It's -4. And so is it negative or positive? It's negative. And then going with -8 divided by -4 equals 2, it says that they're same signs because I have a -8 and a -4. And that's the same sign, and it ends up being a +2 as a quotient, and so positive. So go ahead and do 4 and 5 if you haven't done those already. You should have -15 divided by -3 equals +5, or -15 divided by 5 equals -3. Doesn't matter which order you put it in. And so for this one, it was same signs, and the answer was a positive. And this one, it was different signs, and the answer was a negative. For this one, for the next one, we've got 10 divided by -5 equals -2. 10 divided by -2 equals -5. And so we have different signs here, because if you notice, it's a positive and a negative, and so our answer is a -2. And then for 10 divided by -2, it's -5, and it's different signs again, and the answer is a -5, which is negative. Alright, so what you might notice here is that different signs you're going to have a negative, and same signs you're going to have a positive. Doesn't that seem pretty familiar? Basically, dividing integers is the same exact thing as multiplying integers, and I could really stop the video right now and end it there. But you can write down the examples here, different signs. Do the example 1 and 2. Example 1 says 80 divided by -10. You're going to do 80 divided by 10, just divide like normal, and that would be 8, and then they're different signs, so it's going to be a negative. Sometimes, guys, if you just want to jump and make sure that you don't miss the sign, if you've got different signs, automatically with your answer, just put the negative sign and then put your answer next to it when you're done. That way you've got the negative sign taken care of and you won't forget. We've got different signs, so it's going to be negative. 55 divided by 11 is 5, so -5. It says dividing integers. If P and Q are integers and Q does not equal 0, then P, I like this one. -P divided by Q is the same as -P over Q, or -P over +Q, or +P over -Q. It's one of those things where you can put the negative sign top or bottom. It doesn't matter which. It can only be one, because obviously if I have a negative divided by a negative, you've just learned that it would make it a positive. So only the top or bottom can be negative, not both. So if I've got my negative sign here, then I don't need it for here. Alright, so using the table to find a constant rate of change in centimeters per hour. So we've got 1 hour, we go 10 centimeters, 2 hours, 2 hours, we go 8 centimeters, 3 hours, it's 6 centimeters, and 4 hours, it's 4 centimeters. So what's happening? Well, it's a candle, apparently, and it is burning out every hour, it is burning out 2 centimeters. So the change in height is -2 for every 1 hour. So it's a constant change of -2 centimeters per hour. It's melting, right? So it's decreasing. All right, A, B, and C, do on your own. We'll come back and go over the answers. Pause the video now. All right, so -5, -9, and -5. You're just dividing and taking the sign negative because each of these are different signs, so it's a negative answer. Dividing integers with same signs, those are always going to be positive. So integer with the quotient of 2 integers with the same sign is positive. So -14 divided by -7 will make a +2. A negative divided by a negative. And setting it up as a fraction, look what I would do. Oh, these two negatives cancel out. Because -1 divided by -1 would be +1. Or how many times does -1 go into -1? It's 1 time. So those cancel out, and so you're just left with 14 divided by 7, which is 2. So just wanted to show it like that. Here it is. So -27 divided by -3, we would cancel out the negatives, and it would be 27 divided by 3, which is 9. For -16 divided by x, they're saying what if x was -4? So we've got -16 divided by -4. And I realize I'm going kind of fast, but it is kind of the same exact thing as we've done before. So if you want to pause each time and write down the examples, just so you have some extra examples, that would be a good idea. So -16 divided by -4, the negatives cancel out. You get 16 divided by 4, which is 4. So same signs, they cancel out, and I like to write them as a fraction so you can see how they cancel out really easily. Do D, E, F, and G, and we'll come back and go over the answers. All right, so you've got 6, 3, 4, and 11. All of them positives because they're all negatives divided by negatives, so the negatives cancel out. Just like if we're doing a positive divided by a positive, it's automatically positive. Same signs, positive. All right, so then our example, which is like our level 4 thinking here, where we're applying what we know to a word problem or to a real world link or whatever. It says 1 year, the estimated Australian koala population was 1 million. After 10 years, there were about 100,000 koalas. Find the average change in the koala population per year, then explain its meaning. So originally we had 1 million, and then it went to 100,000. Wow, that's a huge difference, isn't it? And that was over a 10-year cycle. So if you subtract the two, you notice that you're in the negative 900,000 and for 10 years. So that's negative 90,000 per year. So apparently the population is decreasing by 90,000 per year, which is, they're being hunted or they're dying, or I don't know what the deal is. All right, do H on your own here. And when you come back, we'll go over the answer. All right, so we'd have 9 times -24, and that would be -216. Add that to the 160, and that would be -56, and then we would divide all that by 5, and so it said to round to the nearest degree, so we'd say -11. All right, so -11 degrees Fahrenheit is about the equivalent to -24 degrees Celsius. Alright guys, so that's it for this section. It's pretty much the same as what we were working on with multiplying, so I think it was pretty easy. Alright, see you in school.